Hey, good morning, Midwest Survivor. Time for breakfast bits. So, one thing I wanted to talk about is after several weeks now, I finally finished up my book, Blood on the Altar, a story of dysfunction, corruption, abuses, mistreatment, and hypocrisy within the Pentecostal church. That is on Amazon, so be sure to check that out. Go to Amazon.com and you can search for Blood on the Altar, and it's only $9, and it is definitely something to look at and browse at. Be sure to click like and subscribe on the channel. Thank you to everybody who's checking out the Facebook shorts, the TikTok post, the X post, the Lemon 8 post, the Pinterest post. And thank you so much for all the support. So today's breakfast bits topic is our last narcissistic trait. And it is the spiritual narcissist. Now, this is one that is very close to my heart. I have dealt with spiritual narcissists for many, many years. Growing up in the Apostolic Pentecostal Church, I can tell you from firsthand experience and witnessing it, there are a ton of spiritual narcissists in organized religion. A lot of your big name television ministers are spiritual narcissists. They use their positions of so-called authority to maintain a stranglehold over simple-minded people that are more sheep than anything else. They're not leaders, they're followers. And if you look at organized religion and these churches and whatnot, you'll find that they are made up of maybe 1 or 2% of them are actual leaders, and the other percentage of them are actually followers. And the followers always far outnumber the leaders in the churches and in the organized religions. There's only a small percentage of people who are critical thinkers, who have the ability, the guts, the spine, the testicles to actually stand up and say, hey, I don't agree with this. And generally it's those people that are often the ones that get hurt the worst, are the ones that actually speak up, stand up, and try to do the right thing. Your spiritual narcissist will always say, well, I'm more spiritually enlightened than you. I've got spiritual gifts that are higher than yours. They use spirituality, morality, the word of God to claim a higher path, a position of superiority, a position of total dominance. They present their beliefs as the only correct path. Now, I can say this unequivocally because I witnessed it. I've heard it my whole life. There's a lot of spiritual narcissists in the Pentecostal Apostolic Church because they believe, and I've heard it preached my whole life, that Pentecostals and Apostolics are the only people going to heaven, and that is a complete lie and fabrication. There are going to be other people that go to heaven, if you believe in heaven, if you believe in God. There will be other people that go into eternity that are not Pentecostal, that are not apostolic, that haven't followed the Pentecostal apostolic plan of salvation. They present their beliefs as the only correct path. A lot of spiritual narcissists will just beat people to death with their beliefs and their principles and their doctrines as this is the only way, and just constantly run you over with it, constantly, like getting run over by a wheel. Spiritual narcissists will shame others for being less than spiritually evolved or less than spiritually aware. Well, you're just not at the level that I'm at. Well, you just haven't experienced God in the way that I've experienced God. We all experience God in our own unique way. And to say that someone is more spiritually evolved than the other is a complete insult and complete BS. So they avoid accountability by hiding behind spiritual language. A common one is whenever someone is trying to tell the truth or trying to explain a situation, you'll hear terms like, well, you're just making excuses. Well, all you are is negative. All you are is this. All you can say is this. All you think about is this. When in reality, all you're trying to do is bring forth concerns and bring forth the truth, and they cannot handle the truth. You know, to quote Jack Nicholson, you can't handle the truth. Well, they can't handle the truth. So they hide behind spiritual billboards and sayings and quotes and mission statements and guidelines out of a organizational manual and codes of conduct and things like that, rather than saying, hey, you know, this was wrong, this happened to you, so we need to take care of this and be transparent about this. They would rather just throw a bunch of garbage on top of it, kind of like a cat that buries its own crap. You know, throw a bunch of cat litter on top of it and maybe that'll make it go away. Well, eventually you got to shovel out the cat litter and get the crap out of the box. So Midwest Survivor, this concludes our list of the different types of narcissists. So next Breakfast Bits, I'm going to be working up some new material and some new topics for Breakfast Bits coming up. So be subscribing and looking forward to that. As always, I want you to stay healthy. I want you to get healthy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to stay strong, get strong, and be strong. As always, have a great day. I look forward to seeing you tonight for dinner chat. Y'all take care. Have a good day.